What's going on, guys? I got another review for you here today. This review I'm going to try and make a little bit quicker. This isn't a knife that I would overly complicate. Try to keep it fairly simple because this is really a fun knife more than anything else for me. And before I get into this video, I just want to say I'm not a lawyer. You need to make your own legal decisions. I live in Alabama. Automatic knives are legal. Most all knives are legal, so I don't need to concern myself with anything. But the knife I'm reviewing today will be an automatic knife, so just take that into account, legality-wise on where you live. The knife I want to talk about today is the vulnerable Lightning OTF. Some of you may not be familiar with these. Some of you may be very familiar with these. This is a budget double action automatic out the front knife. Lightning you think would be the model, and I think it is. I think the model is the Lightning, but I also think the company is called Lightning. I may be completely wrong on that. I'm not sure. But to find this knife, and when you find it listed, all it is listed as is Lightning OTF. So, don't know if that says anything to you, but that's what it is. I got this knife from Grindworx, and I know I don't ever mention it. Whenever I post a video, I will try to link the product down in the description so you can find it. But I got it off grindworx.com. That's Grindworx, WORX.com. These knives are very cheap, for what they are, anyway. These knives come in at $30, $29.99. Now, here recently, they did come out with a elite version of this knife. I have not tested those. I'm not sure how long they've been out, but I've seen them, have not tested them. From what I've seen in other videos, the only difference is the elites have one large firing spring inside, as opposed to these, the non-elites, that have two smaller firing springs inside. Outside of that, I'm not sure what any of the differences are, but I just wanted to mention that. The elites do cost a little bit more. I think they're coming in at $35, so $5 more than this one. This knife is made in Taiwan. It does not say it anywhere on the knife that I'm aware of. It does not. The only labeling anywhere on this knife is right here, and you can see it says Lightning. I've had many of these knives over the years. I just got on Grindworx the other day and got a couple more, this one being one of those. As I said, they're $30, and at that point, this really is a good knife. I would never consider this knife for any serious hard use. If they told me I was being deployed tomorrow, this would not be the knife that I decided to take with me. I would be much happier with almost any other knife. But I don't want that to sound like a negative. I've had multiple of these knives over the years, and in all honesty, I've never had an issue out of any of these Lightnings that I've had, and I've probably had 4 or 5 of them over the years. Not any of the ones I have now, but my previous ones. If I had to ballpark a number, I would say one of those knives had probably been fired over 3,000 times. It was my ultimate sitting on the couch board. I just fired the knife. Fired it, retracted it. Fired it, retracted it. Fired it, retracted it. These knives drove my wife crazy. Because this was one of my ultimate fidget knives. You can see it's just got a top like many other automatic knives, Benchmade Infidel, Microtech, any of your other higher end knives. It's just got a top mounted firing switch. The blade on this knife is 3 1/4 inches long, 3.25 inches. It's a drop point blade. This one has a coated finish. You can get them in different finishes. You can also get them in different blade shapes. Like I said, the ones I have now are drop points, but I think they're available as a dagger point and a spear point as well. I may be wrong on those, but I'm pretty sure they have different blade shapes. This one is a coated blade, and all the blades, as far as I'm aware of, in the Lightning line are all 440C stainless steel blades. So not a high-end steel, but I honestly don't have anything against 440C. I think 440C is a good steel for what it is, especially a budget steel. For a really low-end budget steel, I will take 440C over 7CR, 8CR, even 9CR in some cases. I like 440C. It's got decent edge retention. It takes a wicked sharp edge, and it's easy to sharpen. I'm not saying the 440 on these blades is the highest quality, but I can get these to take a very, very sharp edge in a minimal amount of time. So I'm not saying it's the best steel, but it's certainly not the worst steel, 440C, that I've seen used. The handle itself is 4 3/4 inches overall length. I have extra large hands, as you can see. I have plenty of space on this handle available. Plenty of room. You're not going to be hurting for room. The handle is aluminum. Now, that is all I know about the handle, that it's aluminum. I do not know what type of aluminum. I would not guess that it's anything aircraft grade 60, 61 or 70, 75. I'm guessing more of a pot metal aluminum would be along the lines of what I think it would be. Having said that, I've never had one of these handles break on me. I've never had it chip out, never had it break, never had it crack. And I've used these knives a good bit. I've never really done any hard work with one of these knives. I've never done really any hard work with any automatic knife. I just think folders or fixed blades are better suited for that. But none of these knives have ever let me down. I've never had one fail on me. Never had one come apart on me. Never had a screw strip out. I've took all of them apart multiple times. I've never had any of the screws strip. As you can see on this side, there is no provision for clip mounting on this side. There's not right there. The only spot to mount a clip is right here where it comes from the factory. So this knife will come right hand tip down. That is the only configuration this knife comes in, unless you're going to be ambitious and try to drill and tap this yourself, being aluminum, to try to reposition it. Right hand tip down is the only carry position you have. And it is a bright, shiny stainless steel pocket clip, which I do not care for, but at the end of the day, these are just fun knives for me. I like fidgeting with them. I will carry them from time to time, so it's not that big of a deal. As you can hear, it's got some rattle and switch right there. This isn't a Microtech. This isn't a Benchmade. It's got a little noise to it. Like I said, it's a double action out the front, push, pull. The overall length on this knife, open, is 8 inches. Decent overall length. It's a good knife. The handle isn't comfortable, but it's not uncomfortable. It's plenty usable. The switch operates as a very nice thumb ramp. The milling on the switch is not very sharp. It may look it in camera. It's really not that sharp. It's more aesthetic, but it works. It works fine. If you really get your thumb in there, you can get it to bite into it. The overall weight on this knife is 3.9 ounces, so a decent weight. Many out the front automatics can get heavy just because the mechanisms inside of them. 3.9 is a good overall weight. It's very comfortable to carry just because the profile of this knife is it's just thin and flat. I've never measured this, but if I had to guess the handle thickness on this, would probably be right around 1/2 inch, something like that. Like I said, it's just square, it's flat, it rides good in the pocket. Does not have a deep carry clip on it. My thumb's even with it right there. You probably got about 1/2 inch knife hanging out of your pocket. Again, for what this knife is to me, not that big of a deal. Right here on this tail end, you have your 2 holes to oil the knife. That does not need to be a thing that you have to do on a weekly basis. In all honesty, I could probably count the times I've oiled my Lightnings on one hand. My previous Lightning that I talked about, firing probably over 3,000 times, I've probably oiled it once the entire time I had it, and it had never failed to fire on me. But again, I'm not hard using these knives. I'm not taking these out in a sand pit and a pile of rocks and mud and dirt every day. This is just kind of a standard EDC knife for me. The worst it has to deal with is pocket length, so I would expect it to be able to deal with that. And that's really all I have to say. Like I said, I just wanted to make a quick video. These are awesome little knives. If automatic knives, out the front knives are legal in your area where you can carry one of these, I would highly recommend picking some of these up. I mean, maybe not even one, maybe more. They come in a lot of color variations, handle variations, or handle colors. The handle is going to be the same across the board. This is going to be the handle you get, but the handles come in many different colors. The blades come in many different colors. You can get coated blades, uncoated blades. You can get patterned blades and handles. I know they have some tiger stripe variations. They have neon green, neon orange, yellow, white, red, blue. If you want it, they probably have a variation of it. Just for an example, I will bring out another one. This is another Lightning I have. This one is, I think they call it Desert Tan. Don't quote me on that. And it comes across slightly yellowish green on camera. It is more of a sandy desert tan kind of khaki color. It's the exact same knife. This one has the stainless uncoated blade. Again, everything about these knives is the same, just different colors. That's another one I have. This one hasn't been used that much. It's still relatively new. As you can see right there, you will get drag lines with this knife on the blade right there. That's what that is. That's from the blade rubbing, you might can see it, the blade rubbing against the frame itself right there. That's not a big deal to me. These are, like I said, fun knives, user knives. If you need to do some work and you just want to use an automatic knife, this is a great knife to use. If you tear it up, it's no big deal. Just buy another one. So little blade rub does not bother me at all. Just wanted to show y'all these. I highly recommend you pick some up if they're legal in your area. These are great little knives. Like I said, I've had many of them over the years. These are the only 2 I have now, but before these I probably had 3 or 4 of these, and they have just all been great knives. They've never failed to fire. They always work. They're fun to annoy people with. They're just good little knives. And at 30 bucks a pop, if you don't like it, you're not out that much money, and you could always find somebody to flip it off onto. I mean, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like I said, I got these at Grindworx. There may be other places you can get them at. I know Blade HQ used to carry them. I'm wanting to say I looked, though, before I placed my order at Grindworx, and I'm wanting to say Blade HQ did not carry these anymore, or were out of stock one. Don't quote me on that, but I think that was the case. I got these at Grindworx. Like I said, I'll link them down in the description. Great company to order from, by the way. Really good service. Yeah, these are good knives. Highly recommend you pick some of them up. If you have one, you have any stories about them, like I said, these knives have a little bit of a reputation with some people. Have any stories you want to tell, anything you want to say, drop a comment, send me a message down below. Again, if you like what you see, just leave me a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anyway, guys, till next time, we'll see you.